What's up guys, it's the Russian Eagle back with another video today. Today we have a 3v3 siege in Lopferdum for you guys to enjoy. Let's get into the army comps. Okay, we have Lusitani commanded by Bladestorm. Lusitani is consisting of Lusitani nobles as his general. About 4 units of veteran shield warriors. No, 6 units of veteran shield warriors. And over here, 4 units of the Balic slingers, 1 Iberian Dacian ballista, 4 units of Iberian swordsmen, small Balic slingers, and 4 units of Lusitani swordswomen. Next, let's move on to Bactria. Bactria is commanded by the Golden Trogan. Golden Trogan is bringing Bactrian Royal Guard as a command unit, at least 1 unit of Thorax pikes, Thorax swords, and with some mercenary Syrian archers in there as well. Bringing 3 units of elite Persian archers and 1 unit of the mercenary Syrian archers. And up here is a 2nd unit of Thorax pikemen as well. And for their artillery, they have a Greek Bastion ballista. Last but not least are Verney, commanded by the King Grayson. The King is bringing 2 units of Levy Freemen, Celtic warriors, Celtic Bastion ballista as his artillery, more Celtic warriors, Levy Freemen, 2 units of chosen swords, more Levy Freemen, Gaelic hunters, more chosen swords, and this is the map. This is Lopferdum, because Lopferdum has the one building you can put your units onto. So you've got another unit of Gaelic hunters up here. Further back, got some more chosen swords, quite a few units of chosen swords. And up here we have his general, which is a unit of Oathsworn, and another 2 units of the Gaelic hunters. Going over to the attackers, we have let's start here. We have Dr. Dank playing Seleucid. Dr. Dank is bringing Thorax swords, Thurio spears, archers, more Thorax swords, quite a large amount of Thorax swords, 2 units of Levy pikemen, Silver Shield swordsmen as his command unit, and another unit of Silver Shield swordsmen additional units. So quite a substantial force, and bringing a large amount of tortoises, which is interesting. No towers. We have Galatia, which is commanded by Blue Dolphins. Blue Dolphins is bringing Noble Horse for their command unit. Galatian Legionaries, mercenary Syrian archers, Celtic slingers, and more mercenary Syrian archers. Galatian Legionnaires is standard line unit. Got naked swords in towers, which is quite interesting. More Galatian swords and Galatian Legionaries in towers, and we have more Galatian swords. Pretty substantial force. But one thing I'm noticing is, why would you put naked swords in first wave towers when they first hit the wall? It's quite odd. I wouldn't personally do it, but it's up to person. Over here, last but not least, we have B. Maximus commanding Carthage. I did get my symbols correct. Yes, I did. Ugh, that would have been funny. Okay, on Carthage. Carthage is bringing mercenary Gaelic warriors, mercenary noble fighters over that flank. Quite interesting. More mercenary Gaelic warriors, and mercenary Italian swordsmen and Libyan infantry. More units down here consisting of African pikes, mercenary Cretan archers with a unit of mercenary Balic slingers, Cav general as in the general's bodyguard, unit of elephant, African war elephants, more mercenary Gaelic warriors, and some Libyan hoplites. bringing a mixed force of tortoises and siege towers, which is quite impressive. So why not start the battle now? The battle has started. We have defenders artillery. Oh, let's go out of this for a moment. We have defender artillery from Bactria. Manual firing, maybe, or automatically firing at these towers over here. It's quite good. Inside the settlement, the defenders are moving troops around. We've got some Balak slingers moving over here to this area where Lusitani seem to have mainly concentrated their troops. We got some of these Lusitani swordswomen now moving up to defensive positions. Arvoni and Bactria haven't really moved any forces at the moment. It's mainly Lusitani. The attackers are pushing up. We've got siege towers moving quite fast. We have Lusitani's artillery, the Iberian Bastion Ballista, getting solid shots on this tower. Oh, and these towers as well. Oh, trying to go for this tower with the naked swords. Oh, it got him to dismount. That's quite good. That's quite effective. Over here, something. Seleucid just tried to push up their archer force, but just started getting shot at, and they've decided to fall back. Interesting tactic, interesting tactic. Oh, okay. Just noticed, they burnt the wall artillery. Good move by Seleucid. May have cost him a few archers, but it was a good move, effective removing that wall artillery. Good move, good move. Good play. We have first Galatian tower landed on the walls. Noble swords. No, not noble swords. Naked swords. Wow. And on the tower. One tower. Oh, that was a good shot. As you can see, Lusitani is using explosive shot on their ballista, which is proving quite effective against those loose troops down the bottom there that are pushing the siege tower. Very effective. We got naked swords on the wall now. Lusitani is now moving Lusitani swordswomen up onto the wall. Or are they? Okay, one unit's going up into the wall and one unit's setting up defences over there. Let's open up that minimap. Just have a look. This replay was sent in by Blade Storm. Thank you, Blade, for the replay. It's the first subscriber sent replay to the channel, so thank you. Feel free to shoot me a replay if you have any. If you are on my disc. Okay, that music is a little tad loud. Drop it a little bit. If you do have a replay you'd like covered, you can send it to me if you're in my Discord, which will be linked below. Which would be probably the best way to shoot it to me. Okay, I've been interesting. Galatian naked swords are running off the walls. Wow. They're being engaged by Lusitani swordswomen. Lusitani has now made a breach in the wall with a tortoise. It's proving quite effective. On this side, Seleucid is pushing up all their tortoises. They haven't yet to reach the walls. Nor has Carthage on this side. Carthage hasn't really moved. Towers are reorientating. Oh, it's got a shot into. They got one of the shot into the back of the tower. Quite effective, quite effective. So at this moment, Galatia is pushing up, unsupported by his allies. Quite interesting. We got Iberian swords throwing javies at these Galatian swords on the wall. As you can see, a good portion of the ammunition is missing, but they are getting some kills. Can be an effective tactic. Lusitani's moving forces in to try and contain the breach here. As Galatian forces are pushing in quite a lot, quite heavily. But Lusitania seem to have the situation contained at the moment. Over here we have Seleucid's tortoises opening multiple breaches up these walls on in the Arverni area. Arverni is marching warriors into position to defend. Seleucid is now moving up their archer forces to most likely try and skirmish down some of the Arverni troops that will try and block the gaps. Over this side, Carthage is moving up slowly. We've only got a couple towers moving up. We've got the small flanking force that's over here now moving up to probably try and get that wall area and try and sneak through around this area into here behind the defenders' main lines. Lusitani is throwing quite a lot of men into this area just due to Lusitani's warriors not having a high armor. Well, not having high armor, so they get cut down quite easily. Arverni has got troops nearby in case. Seleucid has now pushed units in, consisting of hillmen. Hillmen are fighting some of these Celtic warriors and levy freemen. Seleucid is now surrounding a unit of levy freemen from Arverni. We got some of these Gaelic hunters from Arverni now getting some volleys on the thorax swordsmen from Seleucid down here in this area. Good tactic. Arverni is sending in warriors to help support Lusitania on his front. Over this side, those two towers are now landing on the walls on Bactria's side. Bactria has their own forces up to respond, as well as having more forces move up, including missile troops, ranged forces. Let's go into cinematic mode for a little bit. We've got Theros spears now marching in from Seleucid, as our Arverni forces are fighting to hold the gap, hold the breaches against the thorax swords. Got chosen swords now marching into the fight from Arverni with heavy fire support from these Gaelic hunters, which are getting some good volleys on the Seleucid forces. Got levy freemen. Got 2 units of levy freemen fighting some naked swords over here. Got out here we got Galatian. We got mercenary Syrian archers from Galatia. Get some volleys on these Balic slingers from Lusitani, as Galatia is now pushing more forces up and into the settlement. Over on this side, Carthage has pushed mercenary Italian swords onto the walls, attempting to take the gate. Bactria has responded by sending scale thorax hoplites onto the wall with some eastern spearmen to hold the wall. We have more towers moving up. We have another tower from Carthage moving up with some mercenary Gallic warriors. Seems like they've got the situation contained. Lusitani must have seen what was happening over here and has position troops over here. They are hidden, so the Carthaginian player will not know that they're there. Same with that unit of thorax pikes, so a little surprise for them. Galatia is starting to break through on this side. They have killed a good portion of Lusitani's forces that were trying to hold the wall area. The Gallic hunters that were on the building are now coming off and are moving, repositioning. It's interesting. Seleucid has put their 2 units of pikemen facing out into the field, potentially expecting a cav sell out, even though there was no cav in the defenders' comps. Quite interesting, but probably just precautionary. Got Seleucid archers now unleashing volleys on Arverni troops in the settlement. Arverni has moved up quite a lot of forces to hold the wall area. It's quite serious. Galatia though, Galatia is cutting through the Arverni and Lusitani troops that were sent to hold that side. Quite interesting, but Galatia has got a decent sized force left, but can it work? Bactria is holding the wall at the moment against the Carthaginian forces. We're having Libyan infantry drop onto the walls from the towers. More Bactrian forces are moving in to hold. It looks steady. Over on this side we have the Carthaginian outflanking force starting to hit the wall and land the wall now on the walls. So that must have been interesting. Interesting, the defenders seem to be moving forces. Okay. Lusitani is moving Balic slingers down here, as well as Bactria is moving some thorax pikes over here, over this side as well. Interesting. But on this side, Galatia has fully won this area. Now they're just pouring in what's left of their army, just because they've succeeded in holding it. Wow, Seleucid has done quite well on their side as well. I think Arverni slightly pulled back due to Lusitani, the flank with Lusitani falling, which has given Seleucid a good amount of ground just to push troops in. Got fight between chosen swords and thorax swordsmen down here. Quite engagement. It's a good solid engagement. They are both combat even at the moment, so it's interesting. Oh, we have Seleucid's archers now putting down some fire on these chosen swords. And oh, these Gallic hunters are out of ammo. Interesting. Oh, here's another unit with some ammo left, but don't know whether they're gonna fire or not. Over this side, Bactria seems to be holding Carthage back quite well. They're quite solid. They've pretty much executed most of the units that have come off to the wall. Do have some Libyan hoplites down the bottom here, probably going up a tower. Oh, mercenary noble fighters from Carthage, moving up onto the walls now. With veteran shield warriors from Lusitani killing off these mercenary Gallic warriors. Those mercenary fires are gonna be hard. To deal with for defenders. Defenders now seem to be falling back a little. Battery is pulling back a good amount of units back to the presuming point area is here. I don't seem to have it on my screen, so I'm presuming the point area is around here, in that area. That's why defenders are concentrated more around that area. Galatia and Seleucid are pushing, double teaming Arverni at the moment, with a small part of Galatia's forces now pushing up through the center area against Bactrian forces. It's looking quite interesting. Some areas they're holding, some areas they've completely lost. It's hard to actually tell who would win at this point. Balance of power's pretty much equal. Quite interesting. Galatia is moving on mercenary Syrian archers to see if they can probably get some shots on the Bactrian forces up there. Set up a simple defense over here. We've got a unit of thorax swords supported by 2 units of Barlock slingers from Lusitani, holding that one area. Over here, quite interesting, this unit of thorax swords is in a column formation, which is quite interesting. Maybe it might have been a misclick by the Bactrian player. But Bactria has done quite well on this side. Cleaned up all the forces Carthage sent up onto this wall, which was wow. But we have Libyan hoplites now moving up onto the wall, which probably shouldn't be in trouble for them. But this is where all Carthaginian forces went. They've marched over this side, trying to get through, exploit. Oh, Carthage's general is now in the settlement. Oh, now getting themselves out. Lusitani saw that and I presume was trying to exploit that. Got African pikes now moving up with the main forces of Carthage. Carthage hasn't got a lot of melee infantry left. They do have quite a lot of archers yet. 4 full units of archers as well as a unit of elephants. Oh, the elephants are going into this event. Oh, they got nothing direct. No pikes. They do have archers, but there's... Oh. They have archers, but let's see how this goes. Oh, they're going to go for that big chunk of Lusitani troops. Oh. How many kills they get there? Oh, those kills are just racking up. Wow. Okay, they did go out of control. Which they are heading straight to... Oh, that archer fire is quite effective. Oh, now they're out of control again. Oh. They went straight into Carthage's general. We have heavy range fire from Carthage units, the Carthaginian missile and ranged units. Get some good shots on these Lusitani soldiers. Carthage's general is in melee. Must have forgotten and it's just running. Which is wow. So they have a good chance to take out Carthage's general right there, right now. On this side, Bactria is held. Bactria and Lusitani are holding over that side for the moment. Over here, this side's pretty much fallen. Arverni couldn't really hold well against both Seleucid and Galatia. So it seems like Arverni's trying to fall back what he can to further defend the area. The thorax swords have been cut down by these Galatian legionaries in the center. So it seems like the defenders are now pulling back. This is the retreat stage of the siege. when you try and consolidate your forces. So batteries just seem to be throwing forces up into the wall. Quite interesting. Kill off those living hoplites. Carthage is a semi-solid force. Oh, did they? Yep, they got their war elephants back. 2 elephants left. Carthage has a semi-solid force over here. Bactria is now deciding to fall back. What's left of his forces. Same with Arverni. Arverni's got about 6 units left. Yep, 6 units left. Arverni went from around 20 units down to 6. Oof. What they did hold. They did hold for a good while in this area. They did hold for quite a good while in this area. Lusitani and Bactrian forces are forming up over here to try and hold the Carthage assault from this area. These, okay, they still have ammo. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. I think this also, as it is for defenders, the attackers also be consolidating as well and starting their offensive push up. We got some Theros spears now, following what's left of Arverni. Got thorax pikes up here from Bactria, not in pike war or anything. Quite interesting. Don't know what their defensive plan is. We got forces forming up around this area. Literally pretty much everything they've got left, they're forming up around the point, I'm presuming. Because if I'm remembering correctly, this is the point. If I remember correctly, I can't remember fully because I've only played on Lutford's that map like once, twice maybe. Not a whole lot, so I don't fully know. Oh, we got 2 units of Gallic Hunters. Pretty sure these are the ones with full ammo left, just sitting up here on this hill. So we can hopefully expect some good volleys. Arverni and Bactria have set up a defense over here. Not pike stacking. Or anything like that. Oh, slightly here, but that's just probably where lines cross. So we got these Theros spears now moving in. Just holding. Starting to reform. Quite a lot of Bactrian forces are setting up over this side. Quite interesting because, in my opinion, should probably have Bactria just split up his forces because Bactria did seem to have a solid force at this moment. Not too much, take like a couple units of like scale throw top lights and like an archer or 2 and put it over here. Just due to the fact of you still got Galatian forces moving in and you still got the Carthage flanking force pushing up as well. Lusitani's reformed over here. Holding over here. What's the point up here somewhere? Because they seem to be defending over here quite solidly. Okay, we got a push. Oh, we got Levy Pikemen from Seleucid and Theros Spears now marching in against the Thorax Pikemen and chosen swords from Arverni and Bactria. Oh. Oh, did you see that? Hold on. Can we get a volley? Come on. One volley. Okay, let's go from up here. Oh, get a good screenshot of that. Oh, they broke that unit of Theros spears. And seems like, did the African pikes pull off? Or are they still in combat? No, the African pikes must have... No, the Levy pike... Oh, those were the Levy pikemen that are routing. Oh, damn. That is solid. Get that for a screenshot. I'll just get one more. Okay, couldn't because he made trips. Oh, good screenshot. Probably a thumbnail for this video. On this side, the Bactrian Arverni defense is holding quite well against Seleucid, routing a good portion of Seleucid's forces and some of Galatia. With heavy Galatian and Carthaginian forces now moving up. Carthage seems to be pushing mainly towards Lusitania. Galatia still has a heavy force over here which they're moving up, which is quite beneficial for the defenders. They could have exploited it, which concentrating their forces on Carthage to try and wipe Carthage out before Galatia gets there. Interesting, Seleucid is falling back their forces from up on the hill, because they can see it's quite a death trap. It is an impressive defense they've got up here. Got archers, so when the troops are engaged they get enfilading fire into the combat area, as well as overhead fire into them as well. Quite effective, good tactics. Carthage is now setting up what they have left over here. Lusitania is trying to fight back, but they are got like 4 missiles. Hold on, 3 missile units firepower onto 1 unit, so they are being quite decimated quite quickly. Lusitania is falling back forces now. Interesting, this replay still has 27 minutes and they've almost fallen back to the point, I'm pretty sure. Which is quite interesting, to say the least. Quite interesting, to say. Nonetheless. Let's see how this goes. Bactria has his forces set up quite thick in a blob. Highly would not recommend doing that, like, ever, just because it can make this a major target for missiles and artillery if the attackers have any, or defenders even if you do an attacking point and you still clump up your units. You get them targeted by enemy firepower, they're pretty much done. Now they're reforming over this side. We got back sending some units over. Got some scale thorax hoplites mixed in with some thorax pikes, which is now under heavy fire from 3 units of mercenary Syrian archers. Oh, damn. Oh, Bactria's pulling the pikes out and reforming the scale thorax hoplites into hoplite wall. And same with the unit of thorax swords into shield wall as well. Bactria is moving some scale thorax hoplites out of the defensive perimeter area that they've set up. Quite interesting, quite interesting. We've got Seleucid now moving up forces again into the sort of kill box area. Arverni did move the archers that were over here, but they still got the units up there. Have they still got ammo? They have got ammo. Quite interesting. Probably trying to save it till they clump up their units. Get more effective. For it to be more effective and get more kills. Oh, he's using the thorax swords as javies to try and get some shots on those pikemen. Quite effective, quite effective. Quite effective, I shall say. Interesting, Galatia's general's just sitting over there. They left that Bactrian Warardy alone. Oh, it's got like 2 crewmen who are probably a bit glitched, so... Interesting. So, just sitting for a period of time now. Oh, Carthage is pulling his archers back. Which is quite interesting. Over here, Seleucid's just having like a face-off. Over here, let's go in a cinematic mode. Oh, we got Galatian forces now moving around that flank. Look at that. Wow. Looks good. We've still got the archers up here. Look at that. Get a screenshot of that. So Seleucid's pulling their forces back. Quite interesting again. This is probably what it's going to be like for the next 23 minutes. Just kidding. Got Levy Pikemen still from Seleucid. Just sitting there. Seems like they're going to commit their push on this flank, this side. Quite interesting, indeed. You got Arvernes moving Gallic Hunters. Yep, Gallic Hunters over this side. These do have ammo, so. Oh, and we got Balic Slingers just heading here as well. Sneaky, sneaky. Got quite a lot of units in here. Oh, Lusitani's entire force over here is hidden. Impressive. That is impressive. So the attackers must know something's there, but they're not really pushing. Oh, or are they? We've got mercenary Cretan archers now being pushed up close to them. Oh, those scouts. Oh, they've all been seen. Ooh, wow. That must have been good. Mercenary Syrian archers and Bactrians now moving up and now moving back. The defenders do have a balance of power, do have an advantage over... Yeah, a slight advantage over the attackers, which is quite interesting. Just probably due to all of Bactria's forces, I would say. Defenders can win this if Bactria splits their forces up between the areas and effectively micromanages. They can win if that happens.
Get running! Run, curse you! Run, curse you!
We have 20 minutes left in this battle. How could this go? We got Galatian legionaries now pushing up against these Lusitani veteran shield warriors. Oh, those peeler! That peeler just shredded them. Oh, These Galatian legionaries losing to these veteran shield warriors. Okay, interesting placement by Carthage for their archers. Archers with ammo are so close to the front line, and Galatian legionaries just pulling back. Quite interesting indeed. Lusitani just did the raised banner ability. Got our Arverni General of Oathsworn now pushing forward in this area. This area is probably one of the most critical ones on the front line at the moment. Interesting, Seleucid is now moving all their forces over to this side as well. Pretty much, they've got a couple of units over here still, but they've moved quite a large force, the majority, over to this flank to try and get a breakthrough. Because there's Arverni is now moving those 2 units of Gallic hunters that were on the hill further down to provide fire support to the fight. These slingers are wavering and taking heavy fire. Bactria isn't moving marching troops over. Bactria's got... Oh, okay, I will take that back. I just saw this force of Skeletor Toplights as well as Eastern Spears. We got, the African War Elephant in melee. They're gonna do some damage. Same with these African pikemen, but they're losing because they've been attacked in the flank. Lusitani's gens moving up closer to the front line. Same with Arverni's. Just play for the morale influence. The front line's starting to break. Just due to those elephants, I'm presuming. We got Carthage forces. Yes, Carthage. Moving on the Bactrian units here. Arverni's also sent their gen in. They're cycling in the troops. That is good, that's good. Lusitani nobles keep cycling with the Oathsworn General. Quite effective. The archers are trying to get some shots on those African pikemen. And for the pillar volleys, for the cycle charging. Great, that is a solid tactic by Lusitani. Solid tactic by Lusitani. Got Carthage and Seleucid forces moving up on this side. African pikes and thorax swords moving against these 2 units of thorax scale hoplite. Galatia's forming up their archers. Galatia's general's still sitting there. Interesting. Archer volley targeting Lusitani's general. Interesting. Over here, Lusitani and Bactria are sending over units that had routed. Not Lusitani and Arverni have sent units that had routed that have come back to the field to just support up here in the fight. Seems to be going quite alright in their favour at the moment, but they still have quite a lot of forces to face off against, and quite a lot of firepower from the attackers still. Quite a lot though. So this is an interesting battle. We have just under 16 minutes left in this battle. Balance of power still slightly in the favour of the defenders, but how could this go? It can go quite well anyway. We've got the African pikes moving up now. The Arverni general pulled back from him. Same with these Uniscale thorax, just to draw them into the archer fire and get recharged by these veteran shields. which routed them. There's another unit of Levy pikemen moving up, but they haven't got their pikes down. And are getting charged by these veteran shield warriors. Good job, they're doing well. The defenders might pretty much have a chance of winning this. Over on this side... Oh, no, they're falling back. Quite interesting,
Forward! Curse you!
The defenders are holding for the moment, but it looks a bit dicey. Got Galatian forces engaging the Scale Thorax hoplites. Got chosen swords from Arverni moving up. They had come back from the field, come back from routing. Over here, I think Carthage and Seleucia gave up on trying to push on this side, and they've just concentrated pretty much everything they've got on this push, because trying to push through on that side. But in doing that, it gives Bactria a chance to send what's left of forces over there to support this engagement over here, which you can see Bactria is starting to move forces over. There is one unit of Celtic slings down there, quite interesting. This isn't... It looks like the defenders have this in the background, but as with all battles, it can change in an instant. One general dies, an army routs. It can end it all. It's quite close. We have Carthaginian archers trying to engage these Gallic hunters from Arverni. Quite interesting. They're pushing through quite heavily, actually. You get people who don't know what pushing through is. Pushing through is, for example, when you have a unit in combat that's directly facing each other, and you like spam click to get to go through the unit. For example, that's force pushing. Not really tactical, not really realistic, just because the unit wouldn't let another unit just charge straight through it. Arverni's just moving forces up now to try and get these Galatian legionnaires. Some chosen swords versus some Galatian legionnaires. Oh! Bactria and Royal Guard attempt to intercept a charge by these mercenary Gallic warriors from Carthage against these Gallic hunters that I'm pretty sure had ammo. But, oh. Oof, that's a solid sort of loss for the defenders. Towards the end, you need any unit that has missile capability and has ammo to be firing, and to have it cut down like that's just quite dangerous. Got Silver Sealed Swordsmen charged into the fray now. This is quite close. We've got Lusitani's general falling back a bit. Surprised Bactria hasn't moved up more forces yet. Was that the point? I'm thinking. I can't even exactly remember off the top of my head where the point is on this map. So it's quite interesting. We have just under 11 minutes left this battle, and it's becoming more and more in the defenders' favour. Just due to troop numbers. Pretty much. Lusitani, Arverni and Bactria are holding on solidly down here. Lusitani's trying to suck out in and out his gen as well. Bactria's gen is now in combat. Arverni chosen swords are fighting Levy pikemen and killing them off. The silver-jeweled swordsman facing the scale thorax hoplite. And some chosen swords. Some chosen swords fighting these silver sword. Oh no, these mercenary Syrian archers. It's quite intriguing because there's still unit of pikes and slingers over here, and another unit of slingers from Galatia that are moving up. Quite interesting, to say the least. Oh, the pikemen are pulling back and reforming. Can they get a charge on it? This is the best time to get a charge on it before they're fully formed. Okay, it's too late now. Best time to get a charge on pikes is when either in the flank or when they're forming up and they've got their pikes down. Like now. Good time to get a charge on them. Got Arvernian Lusitani forces moving over. It's just interesting in my opinion why Bactria hasn't sent some more stuff over. It's a unit of slings. You could divert, you could send like a unit of Eastern Spears to probably easily kill off that slinging unit. Send those 2 units of scale thorax hoplites up there. The slingers won't get that many kills before you, but you will die to the pikemen most likely. There would be an effective way to do it, just to kill them off. And because over here they're slowly falling, just due to the enemy numbers. Just due to... Oh, these are thorax pikes from Bactria. Lusitani cycled out his gen. The pikes forming up behind his gen. Oh, we've got Arverni. We got Galatia's gen now coming through and just getting some charges on into the rear of these chosen swords, which breaks the flank on this side. Oh my goodness, that was such a surprise. Didn't see that one coming, at least. Oh, this is getting close to the end. We have 7.5 minutes left of combat, and it's close. We got our Verni soldiers now moving out to kill the archers out here, just so troops can be taken off this area and pushed up against there. So to that fight, we got thorax pikes. And the general unit, the command units of Lusitani and Bactria falling back. Arverni did divert a unit of what was left of a unit of chosen swords, around 40 chosen swords, just to hold the horde off for now, so they can properly deploy. Bactria is moving up the rest of his pikemen now to form up in this gap. They managed to rout that unit of Celtic slingers that's over there. So now Arverni's general and 30 Gaelic hunters, which don't have ammo, are now moving up. This formation is a bit quite bad. You could string it out, but also just due to how many units of missiles they have. Not quite a few of them are out of ammo. Most of them are out of ammo. But there's still probably like 1 unit with ammo still. Yeah, 1 unit with ammunition still. 2 units with ammunition still. Just under 100 archers can just kill that. Got Gaelic hunters now running out, I think, to try and absorb that missile fire. Got mercenary Syrian archers returning fire into into the archers. Now we have mercenary Syrian archers from Galatia that have no ammo and now charging in to fight the Gallic hunters that were pushed up by Arverni. Wow, there's nothing left. Bactria is what's got the troops. Arverni and Lusitania all wiped out except their general units. They're all done for, which is quite interesting. I'm being just remember now, this is the command, this is the point that you have to take. Here. So that's why they're solidly defending it. And as you can see, they are easily outflanking this plank defense. But we got Oathsworn from Arverni moving up. Same with Skeletor's hoplites to try and secure the flank. Same with the general from Lusitania is moving up also to secure it. We have African pikemen now moving up from Carthage. Quite interesting. Got mercenary Syrian archers moving forward now. Or getting shots into the flank of these pikemen, which seem like they're trying to flank around these Skeletor's hoplites. Quite interesting indeed. Oh, we got Galatia's general now moving up. We can head straight into his archers now due to... Oh, Bactria, you screwed up massively. Yep, he saw it. Because Bactria pulled the units away from there, left a straight open hole to the okay. Interesting, went into the combat troops instead of the archers. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting indeed. On this side they're holding. The Oathsworn are falling back again. Just they are quite tired and are close to routing. Lusitania's general outflanked these African pikemen, which now are trying to reform. We're getting hit solely by archer fire from Bactria. Lusitania's general is trying to get in amongst the pikemen just to kill them off, but now the pikes are down, so Lusitania's falling back his general unit. The pikes are now under archer fire. Oh, they routed. Oh, and just lost like 20 men. Got Thorax swords and Bactria following. On this side, the defenders have got it. They have enough. Breaking these Syrian archers. There's... Oops, I have to scratch my eye for a second. There's one unit left, that's a Galatian command unit, and it's been pretty much caught up to and is dying off and is wavering. I think we can see who's won. Forward it up a bit. You can see who's won it. Wow, that's a solid one. Okay. So we have Blade. Let's go through the kills. We have Bladestorm, who was playing Lusitani, who sent in this replay. Thank you very much. He got 2,239 kills, with highest kills coming 194 from both the unit of Balak Slingers and his command unit of Lusitani Nobles. Golden Trogan, who was playing Bactria, got 2,004 kills. Highest kills coming from a unit of Mercenary Syrian Archers, 196. Impressive. We have the King Grayson, who was playing Arverni, getting 2,493 kills. Highest kills coming 227 by this unit of Gaelic Hunters. On the attackers, we have Blue Dolphino, got 2,912 kills. Highest kills are 319 from a unit of Galatian Legionnaires. We have Dr. Dankenstein, got 2,529 kills. Highest kills 350 from a unit of Silver Shield Swordsmen. Damn, that's good. Then we have Bertus Maximus, who was playing Carthage, got 1,249 kills. Highest kills, as you can probably expect, his elephants, African war elephants, with 207 kills. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like the video, comment. Showing me that you like this means there'll be more of this, because I'm just trying to gauge what people would like to watch, what content people like at this moment. So if you like this, if you like Rome 2, if you like Total War stuff, please give this video a like, and it helps the channel and it helps my videos get out to more people, which then we can expand the channel. So thanks guys for watching, thanks for all your support. I've been the Russian Eagle, hope you all have a good one.